Well, hello my lovelies. I am so happy to see you guys today. I am using my iPhone 13, so it's pretty bright. I was trying to adjust it, but the light is coming in, which is fine. You get to see a little more of me. With that said, today's video is going to be super interesting. We're going to be talking about Southwest. We're going to be talking about what to bring for training, how to prepare for training, and how I prepared when it came to exams. Cleanliness. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but bear with me. You guys will understand later on in the video. When it comes to your badge, when it comes to memorization, when it comes to good luck charms, when it comes to, I'm going to cover as much as I can in this video. I'm hoping to cover it within 30 to 40 minutes. If you guys have 30 to 40 minutes, please sit down, be attentive. I wish there was a video out there just like this one before I started training, but there wasn't. So here I am. I'm going to give you all of the small details that you will need in order to be successful for your upcoming training. So with that said, do me a favor, please. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. My channel is about anything travel, also coaching. It's also related to anything from what you need to be successful. I do help a lot of future flight attendants to become flight attendants. So applicant, even if you want to go into the airline industry, I am here to help you as well. I offer on flywithshelly.com. I offer so many sessions that you can book with me either via Zoom or on the phone. And you can choose whether you want 30 minutes or 1 hour. So I can help you with that. And if not, then that's okay. We can do it over the phone if you're not comfortable. And also I talk about the bracelets that have helped me, get through and be successful. So with that said, and with no further ado, here we go. You guys get ready. Make sure you get your pen and some paper to write, because we're going to cover a lot of grounds, you guys. So I'm going to try to make it super quick, but at the same time very informative, so you guys can have enough information so you can kill it. All right, so now you are going through the process. I don't know where you're at in the process. Most probably, if you're looking at this, it's because I'm guessing you're about to go to training and you're like freaking out, just like I was. There was so much to memorize, you guys. There was so much to get ready for. I was so overwhelmed, and I remember I was doing videos and I was trying to keep my calm. Nobody knew that I was going through the process except for my closest friends, which were very supportive, but this had been the most stressful months of my life. With that said, I applied back in September, so I'm a September baby. My timeline will be posted right under this video, so you can get an idea of how long it took to do everything. I have a whole entire list of my whole entire life timeline. It's pretty long, it's pretty lengthy. It took about 6 months for me to get my my training date and to actually start. So from start to finish, it took 6 months, and after graduating, obviously you add a month to that, so 7 months. So 7 months process, which is close to a year. If you guys are patient, it'll come to you, but you have to really do everything step by step. For example, when they tell you to go do your drug testing, they give you a small window to do it. You have to run and go do it. You can't just be like, well, I'm busy. It doesn't work like that. Now, if they tell you, hey, you need to go do your ppsc, which is your physical, you have to book a flight and you have to go. They don't mess around. Even in the emails, you guys, I might put a little poster here or a little clip of the emails. They'll tell you in big bold, and sometimes it's underlined, you have until this day to do this, or else we'll remove your application. So they don't mess around, you guys. They want things done ASAP. All right, with that said, we got that out of the way. So you're getting close. You're doing all that is needed to do before you go to training. Now, I have a list of all the things that I needed for training. Now, I'm going to post that down below as well. So take a moment. You could either screenshot it or you can write it down. That helped me a lot, because what I want you to do to start off with is I want you to join the Southwest airline I think it's called Candidate on Facebook. All right. So what's going to happen on there before you start anything, once you do get your CJO or when you apply, a lot of times they will post someone from your group, or you can do that. You will put, I want you to post, or I want for you to look for someone that's going to post the class that you're going to be in. So for example, let's say you're going to be class 471. All right. It's either going to be AM or PM. Now, if you know your date, let's say next month you're starting, you will see a posting for 71 AM or A, or P, meaning PM, and then it'll say, hey guys, who's training with me? So they're gonna put a link on there in the comments. So you have to kind of do your research and be kind of updating yourself. So you're gonna click on that link and you're gonna add yourself to that group. So it's really interesting because a lot of the people that are in the same shoe, the same training, will start chatting, and you guys can get an idea of who your classmates are you're going to be. You can start, stalking them on Facebook if you want to. I know a lot of people did it because when we kind of met up, we're like, oh, I remember your picture. You're the one, you're like the bodybuilder. Oh, I remember you. You're the one with the 3 kids. Or I remember. So everybody stalks everybody. It's so fun. And we also set up a Zoom conference where all of us got together. We chose a date. And what we would do is just kind of practice our PAs to one another, which that helps a lot. That was all prior to our training date. So again, I want you guys to go on, and it's called Southwest In-Flight Candidates. Okay, so I want you guys to go to that one, and this is what it looks like. Okay, and then I want you guys to join that. Click join. Someone on the other side will accept you, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go ahead and you're just gonna go and scroll through. As you scroll, you'll see something like, hey, are you in class so and so? If so, let us know, comment below, and then they'll open basically our group. So that's a start. That's what I would do. Once you're in a group, you guys, it is eye-opening, because a lot of us that didn't get an email, let's say, about information on how to get an Uber once we get to Denver for training, we don't know where to go, or we didn't receive an email, and then your coworker, your future coworker can actually tell you, hey, I received that email. Did you guys receive that email? Or, hey, I packed so many things. You guys don't forget to bring this and this for training. And you're like, oh gosh, thank you. I'm so glad they did that. So it's really, really important you keep in touch with your group before even meeting them. Now, you may have met some people at your ppsc, at your physical. A lot of people kept in touch, and some of them were actually given a training date at the same time. Others weren't. Other people also, you have one chance of deferring your training, which means whatever training they'll give you, let's say they give you a date of today, you have one chance to defer that date. Now, it's great if you use it, but you guys have to remember you only have one chance, which means if you are in training and something goes wrong, you may have gotten sick, you can't make it to class, you are automatically asked, have you deferred?
Unknown caller.
Have you deferred before? If you have, then you cannot miss this schooling, because then you'll have to start the process all over again. If you have not used your deferred, slip, so to speak, then what you can do is you can use that. So when you're not feeling well, I think you can use that deferred just to kind of push that date to another date. If you're in class, things are not going well, maybe there's an emergency, something's happening with you, you can also push that date to another date. But if you've used that date already, then you can't use it again. I hope that makes sense. If not, definitely send me an email and I'll try to clarify that for you. So you have a one deferring time that you can do that. After that, it is a no, you can't use it anymore. So for example, I deferred my date. So by deferring it, I couldn't use it anymore. So when I did get sick in class, in training, I could have said, hey, I'm not feeling well, and maybe this is COVID. Then they would have said, I'm sorry, we're gonna dismiss you, hope you get better, but you can't come back. We can't defer you to another class. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm just giving you an example here. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's get to the nitty gritty. So Before you go to training, you guys, you need to have brought some things with you. Number one, really important, your passport. Do not forget your passport, okay? It's really important because you're gonna need that because you're gonna have your OE, which is operational experience, which means you will be in a plane where they will test you, they will test your knowledge of everything that you've gathered throughout the weeks. All right, so on the last week you'll ask to travel. Now they don't know where they're going to take you yet, that's just very random. But what if you need your passport because you're going international? They could give you Mexico turn, they can give you, who knows, you need to have it on hand, in hand. A lot of people ask me, well, Shelly, what if my passport is like on its way and I've put in the request because it was expired and I don't have it in hand? You guys, if you don't have it, don't go to training. Literally talk to someone. There'll be information that they'll send you via email. They'll have their information at the bottom. You can contact them that way, okay? And you'll be assigned someone. Once you do go through your interview review process, and once you go through all the process that you need, you will be assigned someone that will be like, hey, I'm here for you if you have any questions, because that's really important. So when I had to defer my date, I had to contact a few people, and then one person, you know, spoke to someone else, and they eventually deferred me. But it was a process because it was like the date was coming up and I needed an answer right away because of the emergency that I had to take care of. But with that said, all right, so you got your passport. Remember to always bring 2 watches, really important as well. Okay, if one watch for whatever reason does not work, this is the watch that I wear in training. Now smartwatch is good just because it gives you so many options. You can actually, because obviously you're not allowed to have your cell phones in class, you guys. So if you have children like I do, there's an emergency, you can see it. You can get texts, you can get emails discreetly and look without being so obvious on your cell phone. They're very strict about cell phone, you guys. So if you do bring your cell phone, make sure that it's off. You don't want to piss them off, especially when they're in the middle of teaching you and then your phone goes off. That's like so unprofessional. So, and also you want to back up because they will do a random check, because this is what they do in the real world. Once you're training, you guys, they do a checkup on you. All right, they want to make sure that your EFB, which is your little computer, little tablet that you need to basically live by, you cannot let it go. It's the holy grail of every flight attendant, and this is all the information that you need when you travel. The old one used to be like a big Bible that flight attendants used to carry. I remember seeing them carrying this big ass thing. Now they all compact it, you know, it's all compact in a cute little kind of like a little tablet, right? And they have a nice little casing, which they'll give you on day 1 of training. And they'll also give you a badge with your name. One has your name on it, and on the other side has your first and last name. So what they want you to do is they want you to wear it at all times, and you do have your employee number right out the gate, and they'll also give you a credit card. Now, it's kind of like a gift card, credit card. This credit card will be good for the entire month. It depends on if you are AM or PM. I believe if you are AM, you get less money than if you are PM, just because of the time that you need to eat. You have to, you know, during the day, you can eat from the hotel. It's more convenient. If you are PM, I believe you have, okay, so PM, you have more flexibility. AM, you're basically in class all day long till like late afternoon, so they give you a little more, I'm guessing. So it's really important that you carry that badge and you do not lose it, you guys. Again, that is representative of your badge ID, which they will give you once you graduate. Okay, so make sure you bring 2 watches, just because when they do their rounds and they do their checkup, again, this is what they do when you are traveling and when you're already a flight attendant. They do those checkups all the time. So when you get together and you gather with your crew, even the FAA, they may just come up and be like, hey, let me see you, do you know the time? Or, you know, we want to make sure that you have all your items that are really important for you to travel. So it's important that you get used to, in class, to charge your EFB at least 90% and up. All right, don't let it go down. So every night when you get home, plug it when you get to your hotel. Also make sure that your badge is always with you. So what I would do is I would take it off when I got to the hotel, and I would clip it to my backpack that I would bring. And then also bring your 2 watches. I brought mine, and one day I forgot it. It was on the charger. I was in a hurry. I went downstairs, went into the bus, drove off, looked at my girlfriend, and had a heart attack. And I said, oh, if they check us today, because they randomly check you and they'll say, do you have all your items? Let me see them on the table. I didn't have my watch and I thought I was gonna get booted out of training. So my girlfriend had a spare. I had a spare too, but I just forgot my original one, and obviously I didn't bring my spare, which I should have. After that, I left it in my bag. So piece of advice, you guys, bring a spare in your bag. So if you do forget your main one, bring your spare. Now it may or may not be charged because if you have it in your bag all the time doesn't mean it's charged, but I recommend to get the little tickers. No, not the digital ones, because the ones need to be charged all the time. And then if you forget to charge it, then it's going to work against you, because yeah, great, you have it, but it's not working. So what I recommend is to get a little ticker one. So if you forget this one, then your little ticker does not need to be recharged. So get a ticker, if that's even what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. It's got the little needle. Just get that with you. Make sure the battery's fresh, make sure it's brand new watch, and always carry it with you because it's really important. And the reason why we have that, it's because of in case of an emergency and there's an evacuation, we want to make sure that we're all timing so that we're all on the same page when it's time to evacuate. That is the reason why you need that watch at all times. So when they do a checkup, they want to make sure you have your passport here on the table in front of you, that you have your one watch, and that you have your flashlight. Really important. They want you to have a flashlight. Now, your flashlight is used for your pre-checks, and it'll also used for emergency purposes, especially if you get a blackout or whatnot, or you know, in case of an emergency, a crash or whatnot, then the light are off and your strip is not lighting up or whatever it is, you have a backup. Now, my old airline used to have us wear our flashlight all the time with us. This airline does not require that. So you can have it with you, but not necessarily on you. All right. Mine was on me at all time, thinking that it's the same as my old airline, but it's not. So you can have a flashlight, and it could be this big, could be this small. Mine had to be tiny when I was working for my other airline, but it's okay if yours is tiny, as long as you take it out of your bag and you show that you have it on you with you. It's really important. Okay. Moving on. So now you have all, and you need your charger. So when you bring your little tablet in class, remember it's charged. Okay. They're going to look at that, and make sure also that you bring your charger cord. Really important. So your charger cord for that. Then you have your passport, and then you're going to have your watch. All right. And I think I said flashlight. All right. So once you're done with that, I want to move on to studying, you guys. So when I was in class, I brought like a binder because they want you to bring this, you know, your packet. Now this is what the packet would look like. Now, I don't want to show too much because I've written a bunch of stuff in there, but this is what the packet would look like, and this is what they're going to email you prior to your training. Now it has a lot of pages, and what I did, you guys, is I went to FedEx. So you can go to Kinko if you're in Florida, you can go to FedEx if you're anywhere in the world, you can go to what's the other one, UPS. You can go to UPS, and what you tell them is like, can you please, I'm going to send you an email, okay? And I'm going to send you this packet, and it's confidential. I want you to, you know, I want you to put a plastic cover, and I would like a spiral. And they'll ask you, do you want it back as well? You say yes, because you want to protect it. And this is what it's going to look like. It is genius, you guys. You can carry this anywhere for reference. It has everything that you need to know to get ready for class. So instead of going back to your email and there's so many pages, or instead of taking a screenshot, which is what I always do, and have your phone with a million pictures, you can bring this along, and you could always refer to this book, which is so informative. It has everything. I've literally read it like twice back to back. It goes through everything that you need to know. It also prepares you for the testing. It'll tell you, like, you need to know your clock, your 24-hour clock. You need to know the following PAs. The airport codes are also in here. So if you guys like don't remember something, you could always go back to your packet. All right. So this is genius. Again, there's 3 places you could get it done, but you could probably get it done anywhere where they do paperwork, you know. But this was amazing. It kept it, and I've used it every day, and it just kind of kept it pretty solid. So this is a little tip for you ladies or gentlemen. Also, I have this cute little I got this literally from the dollar store, you guys. Like, I'm sure they have it on Amazon, but I got this at the dollar store. I believe it was about $2 or $3 each. They were so cute. I got like 4 colors. I ended up only using 1. Okay, that's another thing. Don't bring too much, you guys, because remember, everything you bring, you have to bring it back. And you'll have your uniform if you graduate, and you'll have your jacket because you're gonna have to order that. Then you're gonna have your boots and your special shoes and your, it gets so heavy that a lot of people kind of went to training with 3 suitcases and had to come back with 4, or had to ship 1 back home, and it just got really, 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 really complicated. So my advice to you guys is go with 2, bring the minimum. You could always buy, there's always Amazon that could ship overnight. There was actually Amazon that was available in Dallas that same day. Like if you ordered it in the morning, you got it when you came back from training. So again, I was in the morning class, so it was very easy for me. When I got home, all my stuff were delivered. Now, if you're the night class, obviously plan ahead, okay? Obviously. But this little guy was so cute. I would open it and have everything that I needed in there in one piece. So, for example, you guys will need this. This is very, very useful. I brought so many. I brought like 3 packs of 100, and I needed more. Especially when you're studying, flashcards are incredible. A lot of people were just living by this. I'm not so much of a, I mean, I did use them, don't get me wrong. And I just had a lot of people do them. And as a group, we would just kind of, but I'm more, I used to be visual because that's how I learned. For some reason, this time around, I was on my memorize or memory pills from Herbalife, and they helped me a lot to memorize without these, which is kind of weird. But I thought I needed so many, but I didn't use them as much as, I'll show you, these little guys. And these little guys I got on Amazon, you guys. They were so helpful, and they're so cute. I think they came in a pack of 12. I brought 6 with me, and they are colored coded. So one little circle, like, and you can open them and add or remove. So there's orange, there's blue, there's purple, the yellow. You have all these colors. So I had about, wait, I think I even had yellow. There you go, yellow, and I had pink. Every color in pink, and they're just so adorable. So instead of flashcards, I think this worked out for me better. Now you can't put a lot on it, obviously, compared to you know, obviously you can see the difference, and there's lines on that one, but I just love these just because they help me so much with my city codes. For example, I would put the code on one side, then I would have the city on the other side. So I would just kind of go like this. This would be all my codes, and in the back, I would have all of the cities. So it was so important. When I mastered it, I left them here. When I was having trouble with the few, I would remove them from this little circle thing, and then I would put them on another one. And then I would carry this around throughout the weeks prior to training, or even in training, because they don't test you until, I think your first test is at the end of the first week, or this, I think it's the second week. So I still had a week and a half to study, you guys. So I was just having them like this, and sometimes during lunch I would just go through them real quick, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, I remember. So the ones I was having trouble with was this pack, and the ones that I mastered was this pack. So this was amazing, and they're so easy to carry as opposed to 40 of these or 100 of these. I don't know. For me, these were lifesavers, and they're so tiny, and they don't take a lot of space. So all right, now we got that out of the way. Oh my god, I'm trying to talk so fast. I'm already 22 minutes in. Okay, sticky notes, you guys, very important. This is what I'm going to tell you guys, and this is going to help you so much. So obviously you're a flight attendant. That's what you're trying to become. What do you need to know? You need to know your planes inside and out. You need to know that baby like the back of your hand, right? You need to know where all the stuff is situated. Your you need to know where your fire hydrant is. You need to know where your first aid kit is. You need to know where your life vests are. You need to know, and there's more than one plane. So how do you memorize that? Ta-da! This is the best investment. They're called Teacher's Toolbox, ABC. You can get them online. I will send the link below so you guys can just click and purchase them. What you do is you're gonna put, you can get a white sheet of paper, and I did this real quick for this tutorial, but for this video, just put the plane that you're going to be talking about. You can put 737. It doesn't matter what plane you're going to be learning. What you also do is don't forget to bring, your expos. I call them expo. They are dry eraser, you guys. Dry erase pens, okay? And all you do, you are gonna kind of say, I think the first aid kit is over here, so you put it first aid kit, and then you're gonna do like, okay, I think this is where the life rafts are, all right? And then you can kind of compare to what you have in your book, and then you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I got it wrong. So then you get your little eraser, look how cute, and you just erase it real quick. All right. So this way you don't use a lot of paper, okay? You can kind of play with it. You can rearrange it. You can erase it all. What I used to do, and I think you've seen my old videos from my old airline, the way that I studied it is I would write everything down. I would put a line next to everything that I need, and I would write everything down. And if I compared it to the real image and say, oh my gosh, I forgot two, I would erase and start all over until I mastered them all. Now, the thing that I noticed with this airline is that the planes have a lot more stuff, you guys. Holy crap. They have a lot. Like some areas might have something like over 20 things, like literally. So you're just like, oh my gosh, how do I put them all in? I noticed and I learned that these little guys were lifesavers. Okay, so I had the big sticky notes. They didn't help because I had to cut them and make them into strips, and I'm like, I'm wasting my time. It's about being efficient, okay? So sticky notes, I would take one out and I would basically identify it. I would write what it was and what I'm looking for, and I would identify it. And then I would write it down, and I would do the same thing, and I would have literally a cardboard, which someone got from the dollar store. She got like 4 of them, and she saw me and she's like, here, have one. So I was, I was blessed that she did that. That helped a lot. But so you could do that. You can get a big cardboard. Once you get there, don't get it before you go, or you could, but like it's gonna get all damaged and broken and folded, and it just takes too much space. You guys get it when you get there, because you have time. So you can purchase it, whatever, whenever you have time, in the morning if you're PM, or do it after school. So yeah, I mean, if you guys are very visual like I am and you need to tape a huge plane, then do that. Or if you guys can study better this way, then you do that. And it's so easy to erase. I thought this was amazing. You can do this on a budget with something similar to, where is it now? This is, okay. So there's these that they sell at the dollar store, you guys. You can, it comes with basically a front and a back plastic. And then this is actually kind of like a seal. And then you can just put your airplane paper here and then draw on top of that, because this is also, what is it? Dry erase proof. Okay, so it's got that plastic. So you can get that if you guys don't want to get these. I like these, so I don't know why, I just do. They're double coated. They're double-sided, and they're large, and you can put so many things. You could put planes side by side. I mean, you could do the same for this, but you know what? I like fancy stuff, so yeah, well. So I got 2 of these from my last airline, and I brought these for training. Did I use them? A little, not as much. For some reason, this time around, like I said, I didn't use. I'm very attentive, you guys. Like, I am super attentive, and I love to sit in the front. And that's one thing that I keep saying to everybody. And they're like, you're crazy. I had a friend in class who I've mentioned her name a million times, and she was not one to sit in the front. Don't get me wrong, she did really well, but I just feel like when you're sitting in the front, you absorb better. I don't get as distracted as if I would sit in the back. It's just so easy to just kind of doze off if someone is talking for hours and hours. Okay. So sit in the front, you guys, like literally, and you can't sit in the same spot every time you go to class. Like literally, when you go in, they'll have you swap around. They want you to get familiar with other people, and they also kind of are teaching you that once you go on board with a new crew, you'll be with different people every single time that you work. So they want to get you used to different attitude, characters, people, backgrounds. So when you come in, you have to get out of your comfort zone, because you're sitting with someone you absolutely know nothing about, and then you're just kind of sitting around. I know, it's kind of weird, but all right, so we got the paperwork done, out of the way. You guys get your in-flight initial training packet, get it spiraled. All right, I did have this. I took too much, you guys, like literally. I took this just to put, I thought they were going to need birth certificate to add my kids and my mom and my companion. So I brought all their birth certificate. We didn't need it because it's only going to be, you're only going to be able to do that at the end once you graduate. Until then, you barely have access to anything on the website. You can't do anything until then. So, oh well. And then these little guys. Again, I brought too many things, but just to give you ideas, if you like to be organized and want to keep everything in one little envelope, I got that as well. Now, to take notes, this was my booklet. I bought like 4 of them. I only used one and it's not even finished. So you guys, piece of advice, bring one, you'll be fine, okay? Again, the dollar store, I like that there was dividers so I can divide it in different planes and identify things. I've had people that just were nonstop taking notes in class. I basically, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is how many notes I took. Like literally, probably 4 pages total. And then on the other section, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's it. 7 on another section. Like this is a month's worth when you think about it. Like that's it. Like that was all that I took, and I don't even think I reviewed some of these. Like really, everything that you are studying is off that little laptop or that little, what do you call it? Mini iPad that they're gonna give you, that EFB. Everything that you need to know is in there, and everything else is hands-on. So when you do drills, it's everything that you learn hands-on. So they give you a practice and then they test you, okay? So, I mean, if you're taking down notes while they're talking, sometimes you miss out on important things, because if you were listening, because sometimes when you write, he's already at the end of the sentence and you're like, oh gosh, what was it again? And you've lost what was said that was so important. I've learned a lot by role play or asking question. Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Can you please repeat it or give me an example of that? You know, so like federal agent, what's their right? Are they allowed to sit around or are they not? Do they? I mean, there's so many questions, too many rules and regulation. Again, everything is in your EFB. Okay, AFB again is your little mini iPad, so you can refer to that. So you don't really need to take notes because everything they're saying, they're reading it off of that. Okay, but if you want to take notes, then go ahead. And if there are things that they'll tell you, hey, this is really important for the test, then you write it down, because you're going to be like, oh my God, what was that? All right, moving on to your laptop. Really important that the Wi-Fi may not be reliable in your hotel. So make sure that you call the desk downstairs and you tell them, hey, can you give me that code for Wi-Fi? A lot of people didn't do that, so they were using the hotel Wi-Fi and it wasn't working that well. But if you call them and you say, I'm with this company, can you please help me? They'll give you a code, a special code, to be able to access your Wi-Fi more rapidly so that you can do your homework on your AFB or on your laptop, because sometimes you have to access your laptop for things. Now, what I've noticed between my friends and I is a lot of us got hacked. I know, it sounds crazy. My phone was hacked, my Instagram was hacked, my girlfriend's PayPal account was hacked, mine as well. So 2 of my accounts, hers one of them. Then I had my other friend who her phone kept saying, we are tracking you, we know where you're at, but it was someone else's phone that was tracking someone else's, and mine said that too. So there was a lot of weird stuff going on. I'm not sure what was going on, but and that wasn't fun, because while I'm trying to study and focus, my main Instagram account, not my business one, but my personal, which is also a business, but was hacked, and I was panicking and I was trying to regain it. But this person was posting things about me that weren't, you know, there was talking about, hey, I made $72,000. You know, can you click on this link? And they're pretending it's me, and they're advertising for their own good. And they had people, like, they were hacking other people's accounts. It was horrible. I was able to put a stop to it when I got back, but for 30 days I was living with this guy posting thing from Nigeria, which pissed me off. And then even hacked my emails. I mean, it just was so like an added stress that I had to deal with while I was in training. So be careful, you guys, with your password. Be careful with anything that you're going to be receiving. I don't know if it was a coincidence, but a lot of us were hacked. Is it a hotel thing? Is it, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it was just weird that all of us had something going on. Okay, on a different note, food. You are given a gift card for a certain amount. Now you can split that amount into 30 days, or I think it was exactly 27 or 28 days. So it gives you about 30, I think it gave us about $38. $38 does not feed you 3 times a day, okay? Because when we started school, we started class, basically we had to be in the bus by 3:30, 4 o'clock, depending. We had a schedule where every day was different. That's another recommendation. They'll give you a schedule. You guys screenshot it and look at it every day. Oh, and something else. When you are AM, it is really hard to get up because of the time difference. So when I get up at 2 a.m. for a 3 o'clock show, 2 a.m. is really midnight or 11 o'clock at night, but I've gone to bed earlier because I'm tired, so my body is all messed up. So 4 a.m. is really 1 in the morning to go to school. So it was really, 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 really hard for me to wake up in the morning. So what my friends and I did is we were accountable for each other. Okay, so what I would do is if I was the first one up, I would text my friend and she would text me back that she's up. Then I would text my other guy friend. Then he would text me that he's up. Then I would text someone else and they would text me, and then we knew we were all up. If for some reason I would text one of them and he wouldn't reply, I would give him 5 minutes and I would call him. If he doesn't answer, I would actually go to his room and knock the door, make sure that he's awake so that he doesn't miss the bus. Because if you miss the bus to class, you go home. There's no joking around. Now, we had an incident of a student in our class who, for some reason, didn't hear the phone and had scheduled a hotel to call her, and they never did. You know, I think it's automated, and you know, you call them, you put in the time that you want them to wake you up. So her phone didn't go off with the alarm, and her the hotel phone didn't go off. So she fell asleep through it all. Now the bus is about to leave. One of the ladies started screaming like her name, like, oh my gosh, we're missing her. We started calling her, then she went, and we found out that she needed 10 minutes to get ready. She had just woken up. She goes, I'm finished, I'm never gonna make it. The bus takes off. The bus won't even leave, you know, wait for you. They waited a little bit, but they're not supposed to. We took off. The lady was able, I'm not gonna name any names, so we'll call her the lady. The lady was able to get ready within 5 minutes, ran downstairs. I believe that she found someone to drive her there. I think it was someone from downstairs, the concierge or someone, because everything is shut down in our hotel. It is way too early in the morning for anyone to be working. But she found someone working who rushed her there, I believe, or she took I don't know how she got there, but she made it literally as we're walking in the classroom. She was actually walking. She was one of the last ones to walk in, and they closed the door. She made it by hair, like literally. So if you guys plan to go to training, have a million alarms. I swear to God, because it is so hard to wake up, especially when you are on a different time zone. The first week to adjust is so hard. Your body's exhausted. You're jet lagged. You're stressed out. Your body wants to shut down. You know how many times it just was like, forget, I'm just gonna go back to bed and I don't even want to go. But if it wasn't for my girlfriends to just keep like pounding, I swear to God, are you up? Are you up? One time I was doing my hair and I did my shower, my makeup, and I just forgot. She was like freaking out, calling me, we're downstairs, where the hell are you? And so it's a good thing. Like, you need to be accountable for each other. So you guys, once you get into training, find some friends and tell them, hey, let's have each other's back, okay? Let's call each other, let's be there for each other. And it worked because it saved so many people. And when you get on the bus, just be accountable. Just be accountable for like 5 people. And if the 5 are not there, just go to their rooms, call them, make sure that they're in the bus, because you don't want them losing out on this opportunity just because they slept in and it wasn't really their fault, okay? Okay. All right, so we get that out of the way. Now food, you guys. Food. I brought this, which was very, very convenient. I got it on Amazon, and I'll leave the link down below. It is so cute. This is foldable, okay? And I won't remember how to do this now. If you've gone camping, you're probably super familiar with this. And I forgot how to do that. Anyways, you can actually fold it. And then this is collapsible, so you can make it into a bowl. I've used it a few times to do noodles. So I've heated up some water, and you can kind of leave it on. And if you didn't finish it, you can, you know, close it just like a Tupperware and put it in your fridge. So this kind of was a lifesaver. You could do the same thing with cups as well. If you have coffee, it's always good to have a mug. This was a lifesaver because I can never find utensils. Even if you bring plastic ones, they're, you know, I don't know, I just don't like them. But this is amazing. I think it came with a knife and a spoon as well. So I can leave the link down below. Now, as far as school, you guys, it was stressful. Like, it was super duper stressful. The memorizing supplements that I took made me very alert. They weren't to speed up my heart or anything. It just made me alert temporarily, but it was enough for me to be able to absorb. Now, what I found stressful, what it was the hands-on, basically, not discipline, but the things that they made you do, such as opening the doors, you guys. Like, you have commands that you have to scream while you do different things. They make you do them one time, okay? So you do it, and they're like, okay, next, okay, next. So they have a lot. We were like 52 students, and they're trying to get everybody to touch it and get a feel for it. Now, they send you to, basically they send you to lunch, and they'll decide if they want to test you that day, that evening, or they want to test you the next day. So you didn't really get a chance to get ready, okay? But that's going to be another video. It's already 40 minutes, you guys. I want to talk about the drills, which are really important to learn, and also the water drill, how to get ready for that. So I'll make another video for that. If you guys liked it, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I have so much more information about your training. Woo! Thank you so much for watching, and again, subscribe. Don't forget. Love you guys. Bye.